Hey everyone, welcome back. So with the release of Borderlands 4 coming out in less than a week, I wanted to go over some new and returning changes that we can expect in Borderlands 4 Endgame. As always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get right into this. First off, we have the return of Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, which just like previous games unlocks after completing your first playthrough. This time it's a little different though. So according to Gearbox, there will be 5 levels of Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, with each level being unlocked after completing a certain set of challenges. So this is what the challenges screen looks like. As you can see, some of the challenges can include Kill the Immortal Boneface in Ultimate Vault Hunter Mode 3, and it shows you the locations of where you can find them. We also have another example of which type of challenges we can expect, which this one says Kill Core Observer in Ultimate Vault Hunter Mode 2, and obviously it's going to show you the locations of where to find them. After each set of challenges, you will end off with a wildcard mission, which is essentially a replayable mission that has buffed enemies with new sets of lethal traits. After completing this mission, you will be rewarded with the next level of Ultimate Vault Hunter Mode. And not only are these wildcard missions available to unlock your next level of Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, but they'll also be available weekly with different enemy traits each time. Unlike the mission you get to rank up in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, these missions will guarantee you a legendary at the end. These new challenges seem to be a really good addition to the replayability aspect rather than just actually replaying the campaign multiple times. This difficulty seems like it will keep the gameplay fresh and give more of an endgame experience than in the past. I just hope these challenges will be unique and live up to what Gearbox says. Next up, we have what's called firmware. This is essentially Gearbox's go at gear sets. These types of firmware will only spawn on non-weapon pieces of gear, so your ordnance, shield, class mod, or rep kit. These firmwares give you a flat stat boost from tiers 1 to 3 depending on how many of the same pieces of firmware you have. You can mix and match between a total of 5 different sets of firmware, so depending on how many of each firmware you have on your character, it will decide what playstyle you are looking for. Firmware can have 3 different tiers of bonuses, with some firmware only being available within Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. So what this means is you can mix and match all 5 sets and have tier 1 for all of the 5 buffs, or you can do like 2, 2, 1, or 2 and 3. It really depends on which buffs you are looking for and which passives you want maximized. For example, we have the God Killer firmware, which at tier 1 gives you damage dealt to badass enemies is increased by 10%. For tier 2, damage taken from badass enemies is reduced by 10%, and for tier 3, on killing a badass enemy, damage dealt is increased by 20% for 60 seconds. So you're really wanting to go ahead and maximize those firmwares and get to that tier 3. You can also transfer firmware between gear using the firmware transfer machine, which you get after completing the campaign. The only catch is it will cost you the original gear that you transferred from. Next up, we have Moxxi's Big Encore machine, which allows you to respawn bosses at the cost of an in-game currency. No save loading required. We also found out that each week in the endgame, a big encore version of the boss will be selected in which we can spend Iridium to farm a more challenging boss that will give us an increased chance for their dedicated loot pools. Now probably for the most important feature, Gearbox has decided to put the old badass ranks in the dust and replace them with specializations. These are a new type of endgame buff system that will provide straightforward buffs to your Vault Hunter, such as increased maximum health and shields, or gun damage. These are categorized into 4 different nodes, which you can unlock by speccing these specialization points into. By putting enough points into each of these nodes, you will unlock passive skills that you can slot into the socket spaces, up to a maximum of 4, providing a passive buff to your Vault Hunter. According to Gearbox, this specialization XP bar can be leveled up hundreds of times, with the max level for each node being 100. This looks like it's going to be an interesting new grind for endgame. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. This addition seems to be something that was really needed. I think it could definitely offer more customization than the old badass ranks from Borderlands 2 and Guardian ranks from Borderlands 3. This game is definitely looking up to be a solid addition to the Borderlands franchise. I hope Gearbox can stick to everything they have promised and continue to make the game better over time. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys soon once Borderlands releases. See ya.